Hi, welcome to episode 18 of the PassioKnit Spinner podcast. My name is Tracy. You can find me as Schnüffeltier on Ravelry on Instagram. There's a Ravelry group for the podcast and also a blog. You can find it at thepassionatespinner.wordpress.com. And thank you so much for being here today. The what I'm wearing section is not going to be active for the next few weeks, I think, because it's getting really warm here. And I'm just not wearing any knitwear except for socks, so there's nothing to show. But for knitting in the past, I have quite a few things. First off, I want to show you the campsite shawl. I showed this last week before, but it's blocked now, so it's completely done. It did block out quite a bit, which is nice because it means that it's larger now than it was, and I can wear it in the summer outside when I'm getting cold in the evenings. So I'm happy with the finished project, or the finished object. It was nice. Like I said last week, it was okay to knit. This definitely didn't count as progress knitting, as enjoyable progress knitting, let's say it like that. So it's done. I like it. Okay, so now onto the things you didn't see before. I knit 2 Hofsauce hats. I showed this one in progress last week. This is knit out of Regia Angora Merino, which is a nice blend of merino nylon and angora. And this is my version. I'm going to put it on. I really like it. It has the perfect amount of slouch. It's really nice and warm around the ears, and it's just the perfect hat. So I knit this on US 8s, which is a 5mm needle, and it was super quick, super nice to work to knit. But it had a ton of ends to weave in, which I didn't enjoy that much, but that's just how it goes. So I knit the second one with different yarn this time. The mustardy yellow down here at the brim is again the Regia Angora Merino. The natural colored yarn right at the bottom here is Regia Silk. And the brown is Ripples Crafts Hand Dyed BFL. And that is the hat that I made for my husband. But I love this version as well, and I might steal it from him every now and then. It's knit in the exact same way, the only thing different is the yarn. But I really enjoyed knitting those, and my parents actually like them quite a lot, so I might knit 2 more. But not right now, but I will knit 2 more. So 2 finished Hofsauce hats. The pattern is by Stephen West. It was part of his Westies Besties knit along that he did a few years ago, I think maybe 3 years ago. And super simple, super quick, nice, just a nice project. And then after I finished that, I told you last week that I wanted to knit the Glacier Sweep out of my hand spun. And I did. I started and finished. It only needs to be blocked. So I'm going to show you the yarn. Or at least I'm going to try, because my lighting is extremely awful today. It's very light outside. The sun is hitting me direct in the face, so I had to close the blinds. And I hope you will be able to see anything at all. That's my leftover yarn. Not that much, which is good. And this was spun from BFL Silk that I got from the Girls Like Boys Like Fiber Etsy shop a few years ago, and it was fiber for their spin along. And I just bought 2 different braids, and plied them together. And this is my finished shawl. Of course, I'm going to show you again next week when it's completely done, but I already am in love with it. I don't know how much you can see, because I don't see anything. But I really like it. Super, again, Stephen West things are not that complicated to knit once you understand what you should do. And this is just really, really simple. So that is the Glacier Sweep shawl. Like I said, I'm going to show it to you again next week when it's blocked. And I hope my lighting is better then. Again, this was knit on a US 8 5mm needle. Seems like everything I knit lately is on a 5mm needle. And my cat got to it. Can you see that? That loop here on my forehead? That is not supposed to be there. I have to pull it in somehow. Oh, okay, I'm not gonna fix it now, I'm gonna fix it later. But yeah, not happy about that. Okay, back to the shawl. It's a super enjoyable knit, super quick. Don't know what else to say about it. I think it's perfect for handspun, because basically you could finish it off at any time, and it's just very, very nice and very squishy. So I'm super happy with this. That's it for knitting in the past. Only 4 things this week, or 3 because one was finished before. But I do have something in knitting in the present, and I had to put it in this bag because all my project bags are too small, or the large ones that I have are already occupied with something. And I pulled out the Poncho. I talked about this quite a few times before. This is the last skein of yarn that I'm going to add in. I'm gonna start this one today. I showed it last week, and this is how much I have left now from the old skein, just maybe a round or 2. And the Poncho looks like this so far. So it's really, really heavy. So I'm not concerned anymore about the length, because if it's not long enough, it's just gonna weigh itself down. So it starts with a turtleneck. It's gonna look like this later, folded over, and then goes into the cable detail that's on front and back. So it really doesn't matter which way you wear it. And yeah, I just put in a little progress keeper stitch marker to show myself that I'm really working on this, because with over 400 stitches in the round, you just seem to not get anywhere with it. So I put this one in here, and I hope to finish it by the end of the week or within the next few days, because I really want it to be done. I'm over it, so I'm gonna work on it monogamously until it's finished, and then I can move on to something that's more fun. I mean, I love this project, it's amazing, but after running out of yarn and not being able to finish it when I wanted, and I'm just mad. So this skein will be the rest, no matter how long I get, or how long it will get. And I think about using this leftover from the Glacier Sweep to knit some cuffs for the sleeves. I mean, normally there aren't sleeves because it's a poncho, but I really want some short sleeves with a thumb hole. Yeah, thumb hole, to keep it in place even when I move around. So I'm gonna try to incorporate that somehow. So it's not the nicest thing to knit on because it's super heavy on my lap and it's very, very warm. But it will get done by the end of the week. I'm very determined to do that. Okay, and then I can move on to knitting in the future. I wound some yarn that I got from my mom, and I'm going to knit the paper moon socks out of Knitty, because I have 250-gram balls of that yarn, and the paper moon pattern is a toe-up sock pattern with a heel flap and gusset, and I've never done a heel flap and gusset from the toe up, and I really want to give that a try, so I'm gonna knit those socks for myself. And I don't know yet what else. I don't know. I'm not really inspired to do anything right now, so except for starting a Hito Fude or other clothing items, which I'm not gonna start right now because I'm gonna have a baby in a few weeks and my body's gonna change after that, so I'm gonna wait a few more months before I get started on clothing for myself again. So I don't know. We'll see. Okay, let's move on to spinning. There's a little bit of spinning this week. Oops. I decided, after I told you last week that spinning on a wheel isn't really what my child enjoys right now, I decided to start spinning on my drop spindles again. So I took out this fiber. I'm not going to get it out of the bag because it's all divided up. This is Into the World. The colorway name is Surreality. It was from her Classic Club. And it's a superwash PFL and nylon, which makes it the perfect blend for socks. And I'm going to do a 3-ply sock yarn with this. So the first ply is divided in 4 chunks like this. And I started spinning the first one. I spun about half of it, about half of the first fourth of the first third. So it's gonna take a while, and this is what it looks like. I'm trying to spin it thin, of course, because it should be sock yarn, and I think when I could just leave it hanging there, you can see it. I'm using my Leichtlin spindles that I've talked about before. This is my new one. A really nice friend gave it to me. So that's the first ply will be spun on this spindle, and I have 2 more that I can show you. Oops. Okay, so these are the 3 spindles that I'm going to use for the 3 plies of the sock yarn. I know it's gonna take forever to spin this, but I don't care because I'm not in a hurry to finish it. It's just gonna be for myself. I don't need it at any time. I mean, at any date. It's just gonna be a long-term project. Whenever it gets done, it gets done, and I'm very happy about it. So this is gonna be the spindle for the second ply, and that one is for the third ply. They are all perfectly balanced. They spin like butter. They spin forever. They are my favorites. They really are. And I do have a Golding and a Bosworth. They are amazing. I love them, but those here are just perfect. So that's it for spinning. I'm working on this, nothing else right now. So let's jump to new stuff. I already showed you one of my new spindles, but I do have 2 because last week, or this weekend, was the Backnanger Wolle Fest, which means the like a knitting event where I couldn't go to for the first time since it's happening. And I was very sad about that because my doctor told me to not do anything except for sitting or laying down. So I couldn't attend the event. But my friends brought me back some yarn and fiber, and I'm gonna show it to you. I just have to grab it first. And I'm sorry for not being able to put my stuff up here, but somehow it just didn't work out today. Okay, so first off, I have another spindle from Leichtlin, because I love them. I have 3 of the light ones that I just showed you, and this one here, the darker one. It's from Plum Tree, Zwetschgenholz. I love this one. It's super, super pretty and just perfect, like the others are. And the best thing about those spindles, they're really cheap. Like really, really, really cheap. They're, like I said, perfectly balanced. They spin forever. They spin like butter, and they are 12 euros a piece. So, yeah, I just love those. I hope to get many, many more until he stops making them, because I think he's about right around 80 years old. 80, yeah. So he's not gonna make spindles forever, I fear. Okay, then a friend brought me back this mini skein. It's a skein of alpaca to try out. It's from a company called Fair Alpaca. They are relatively new around in Germany. You can get those. It's like I said, this one's just a sample skein, but they do have nice alpaca. It's all like fair trade made. Words and me, we don't agree today, I'm sorry. So I really like it. I love alpaca, so I might, whenever my yarn stash, hello, this camera and me, we don't agree again. Oh well. So whenever my stash is getting low, I might get a sweater quantity of this, because it's nice. And I love alpaca. Then I got a skein of plant-dyed yarn from Alte Künste. That's their shop name. Ancient Arts, I think. Yes. It's a wool and silk blend in different shades of green. Then I got a bat from someone with Angora bunnies. So this is merino and some Angora bunny fiber and the hair of mine. So it is beautiful. I have no idea what to do with this so far, but I will find something. Don't you just love how bats look before you open them up? Like little pieces of art. And then, because like I said before, I love alpaca, I got a braid of dyed alpaca fiber. And it really is that dark. It's amazing. I love spinning alpaca as well, so I really look forward to this. We'll see when it will get on to the wheels. So that is what my friends brought me back from Backnang. I would have loved to be there, meet all the friends that I have around Germany that are knitting, but it just didn't happen. What also didn't happen was the Wollmeise spring sale, which I really wanted to go to because that was last week as well. But as I have really awesome friends, someone brought me back exactly the yarn that I wanted. And oh wow, the lighting is just getting worse and worse, but we're almost at the end of the podcast, so it's okay. She brought me back Wollmeise Blend, which is the MCN, I had one of those skeins, this one here. It's the blend in a super dark chocolatey brown. It's called Zartbitter. You cannot see anything here, which is okay. Because, like I said, it is super, super dark. So, she brought me a second one. And to go with that, she brought me the 0RH Negativ, which is a dark red. It's not going to show up. And Saffron. So, with those 4 skeins, I'm going to knit myself the Blue Sands cardigan by Rilili. I don't know how to say it because I don't speak a single word French, so I'm sorry. But yeah, like I said, you cannot see the colors because lighting is getting weirder because the sun is starting to set. And yeah. Okay, those 4 will make a cardigan someday. Not right now, because of the reasons I talked about before, but it will be a cardigan sooner or later. Okay. So, that leaves me with only one thing to talk about on my list today. I did show two shawls this week, and we are having a shawl knit along over in the Ravelry group. There will be prizes given away, and I'm really hoping that some people will want to join me, because, yeah, so far there is no finished object in the thread, which is okay, but it would be nice if people would jump in and knit shawls with me. You have from basically everything you finish between April 1st and May 31st is eligible for prizes. And I just have to have a look around because both of the cats are here and they're super behaved, which is weird, but nice for a change. So, okay. I talked about the knit along. I talked about everything I did this week. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do a little bit more of knitting on my poncho or spinning on the sock yarn. I'm not sure yet. And I hope you have a wonderful week. Enjoy everything you do, and I'll talk to you again next week. Bye.